What's up, guys? It's Zach the Celtics guy here, and I'm back with another video, and I just could not help but respond to this. So over the weekend while I was at work, Jimmy Dore, a progressive YouTuber and political commentator and comedian that I am a big fan of. I think a lot of you are aware that I'm a big fan of Jimmy Dore, and I fucking despise the Young Turks. And Jimmy Dore trolling the Young Turks is just absolutely hilarious. And he made a video mashing up his most bad faith style critics. Because the Young Turks is just utterly pathetic. Literally has the nerve to go out there and act like, oh my god, Jimmy Dore is anti-vax, when in reality he's only anti-mandate. They act like, oh, he's an authoritarian apologist. Him and Aaron Mate are apologists for authoritarians, even though Jimmy Dore and Aaron Mate and Max Blumenthal don't support dictators. All they do is they just call out the establishment narrative on Syria and on Russia. But I guess that makes them apologists for Putin and Assad and bullshit like that. Oh yeah, and daily reminder, the Syrian chemical attacks in 2017 and 2018 were fucking hoaxes. And if you say that to the Young Turks, who are establishment media figures, they sit there and they will spew the same garbage that our government and State Department talks about with regards to Russia and Syria. They will all say all this type of bullshit. Parrot the same stuff that CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC says. The Young Turks, when I listen to them talk about Syria or about Russia and everything else, they sound like establishment hacks. Because that's what they are. They are fake progressives. They are corporatists. And in all reality town, they sound like fucking right-wingers. When they want to call other people right-wingers, and they want to call Jimmy Dore and Joe Rogan right-wingers, and Aaron Mate a right-winger, they're fucking right-wing, because they're parroting CIA talking points and calling everyone else a bunch of bullshit names, when in reality town, that's what they are. So they're more right-wing than Jimmy Dore, if you want to get all technical, because they're a part of the establishment, talking about establishment bullshit. They shill for the establishment, and they spew establishment talking points with regards to Syria, and they believe in the chemical lie. But I guess that's alt-right, because God forbid, some people on the right call out the bullshit narrative. Oh my God, because Jimmy Dore gives Ron DeSantis and Trump and Tucker Carlson credit where credit is due, that somehow makes him a right-winger and he's going full MAGA and all this other stuff. This is what the Young Turks do. But, well, how does Jimmy Dore respond to that? He responds his typical hilarious style. Because say what you want about Jimmy Dore, but at least he's funny, he has a personality, and he calls out all sides. Some people say, he never calls out the Republicans. If you think Jimmy Dore doesn't call out the Republicans, then you've never watched a show in his life. You've never watched a Jimmy Dore clip in your life. Because Jimmy Dore calls out all of the politicians. He calls out the Bushes, he calls out Obama, he's called out Trump before. He called out Trump with regards to the Venezuela and Bolivia coup in 2019 that he incited, him and that fucking war criminal, Mike Pompeo, one of the worst war criminals on the face of the earth. So how does Jimmy Dore respond to TYT's bullshit? Exhibit A. Because
this guy puts these videos together, and I learned things from them. He put this together. It's STFU shitlib on Twitter. I don't know his real name. His name is Tom, I think. Joe. I'm sorry, Joe. I don't know his real last name.
Hope it's not Biden.
Joe. But
I don't know. I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, see if you can find out. He's friends with Misty.
Oh, and then also in a video I'm going to link in the description too, Anna went so low. Oh, wait a minute. I already have the video up. She literally had the nerve to insult his wife who works on his show. Do you see how pathetic these people are? They're just pathetic. So that's just who they are.
But
I don't know. I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, see if you can find out. He's friends with Misty. So he puts these videos together, and I found out something. By the way, if you enjoy this kind of comedy, you should come see us in Las Vegas. We're there next Thursday and Friday, June 24th and 25th. What did I say? We're there next Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday, we're in Vegas at the Plaza Hotel. It's a beautiful showroom. We'll see you there. We're doing 2 shows, one Friday, one Saturday.
Hell yeah.
So see you there. Let's see what else. Oh, but here, I want to show you this video. So I found out, I didn't even know. I knew that people were pretending that I was a secret right-winger. I knew that. But I never knew that they were trying to pretend that I was telling people to vote for Republicans, which I've never done that.
Jimmy Dore probably has never voted Republican in his fucking life, but I'm going to go on with regards to this. I'll link this in the description, and this is basically what Anna Kasparian was saying, and this is just a big host of clips of them smearing Jimmy Dore like they always do, because they're jealous of Jimmy Dore's success, and he gets more video views per capita than anything the Young Turks puts out.
People who like our show and like me, I get to give them the ammunition to fight back when people smear me, right, and say crazy shit. And so this video is one of the things that does it. It shows the people saying that Jimmy Dore, well, you'll see what it does.
That was Jimmy Dore endorsing Donald Trump as the anti-war option if he ends up running for re-election, I guess.
And now someone will clip this like they did last time to make it look like somehow I'm telling people to vote for DeSantis. And which I expect people to do. What I don't expect is for grown-ups to fall for it.
He avoided Trump stories like it was the plague during the Trump administration.
What about when he called out Trump's incitement of the Bolivian coup against Evo Morales in 2019? What about the one against Nicolas Maduro with regards to the fucking CIA puppet Juan Guaido? What about that, TYT? What about that, Anna, you dumb fucking bitch? She's such a fucking stupid bitch. I fucking hate this woman. How the fuck was I ever a fan of the Young Turks? But I guess I saw the light. Oh, man.
First thing we got right here. First of all, we have a failure to communicate. This is your party. This is exactly who you guys have been since Nixon. This is the 30 years of the Southern strategy.
Because now your main job is to fillet Republicans all day long.
Bullshit.
The Southern strategy, which was invented by Richard Nixon, which was just scaring white people about black people to get them to vote for Republicans.
Jimmy Dore is life. Jimmy Dore is light. Jimmy Dore is the best. Fucking love this guy. And then, of course, the douchebag from the Humanist Report, another fucking fake progressive show, much like Sam Seder as well, is also going to bitch and moan about Jimmy Dore because he's just parroting TYT's talking points. Because that's what they do.
But over the years, his content started to shift. He never criticized Republicans.
Oh, he never criticized Republicans. Oh, really? Go fuck yourself.
I don't criticize Democrats because I favor Republicans. I criticize Democrats because they favor Republicans.
But the reason why Jimmy Dore is deceiving his audience is because he wants them to vote Republican.
Bullshit! Most of us, the vast majority of us, are on the left. I'm center left, and I tend to lean more on the left with regards to issues. But of course, because Jimmy Dore appeals to some conservatives, that makes him right-wing in the eyes of the Humanist Report and TYT and Sam Seder and other fucking fake progressives. It's a fucking joke, okay? And you want to know something? People can say what they want about Farron Cousins on the Ring of Fire, but at least Farron Cousins is not on there smearing Jimmy Dore and smearing others, and he actually talks about real-world issues, him and Mike Paparino and others. They actually do that. I mean, sometimes Farron Cousins has some, like, views that I'm kind of like, okay, bro, not with you on that. But Farron Cousins is pretty cool. With the exception of with the others, Farron Cousins cool, the rest can go fuck themselves. Just wanted to put that out there.
You have a failure to communicate.
He wants them to support Donald Trump if he runs in 2024.
Bullshit.
Now you know why you have to stop voting for Republicans and Democrats.
That's lying to your audience on purpose.
It's so funny because Jimmy Dore says stop voting Democrat and Republican. Because you want to know what the Humanist Report and TYT want you to do? They want you to vote fucking Democrat. That's what they want. They want you to continue voting for the establishment and for the status quo. That's what they do. but oh, Assad killed his people. You know, that's all they parrot. That's all they do. This one's a Russian puppet. This one's a Syrian puppet. This one's an authoritarian puppet. Oh my God, yeah, it's like I swear to God, it's like I'm watching fucking CNN. It's like I cannot even tell the difference. When I listen to the Humanist Report or TYT or Sam Seder or these other fake progressives, I swear, it is literally like I am watching CNN. I'm not even kidding. And Kyle Kulinski, you know, I didn't agree with some of his positions with regards to handling the whole TYT versus Jimmy Dore thing, but you know what? I have a lot more respect for Kyle Kulinski, and Kyle Kulinski doesn't even talk with the Young Turks anymore because he's like, Anna Kasparian despises me. Well, guess what, bruh? You don't need the support of these people. Do your own thing. And by the way, Crystal Ball was great on Bill Maher's show. Even as someone who is sort of a fan of Bill Maher, I am actually a big fan of Bill Maher, but that's a whole nother story altogether. But she did a great job. And even Jimmy Dore said the same thing. Chunk
Money
yogurt.
like a whore.
He's like a whore. No, Chunk yogurt, you fucking fat buffalo. You are the whore, okay? You whore yourself out for the establishment. That's what you do.
He did was focus on
Now back
Democrats.
to Anna.
Nothing has changed because of
Anna is a whore. Hey, Anna, nice new skirt, right? Dressing up in front of Jimmy Dore, bending over so Jimmy sees your ass, which in reality town, you probably were the one sexually harassing him and bending down for your skirt to go up. It's like, hey, Anna, and then he says, hey, Anna, nice new skirt. You know who's a whore? Anna Kasparian. She's a fucking whore. She's a fucking dumb bitch. And it's hilarious. It's Jimmy Dore's fire. Now back to Anna. That's what she is.
changed because of Trump.
But now he's going to help you out and just admit,
Like a whore.
yeah, I think that maybe you should consider supporting Republicans.
It's time to start voting third party, no matter what the third party is. You got to stop giving your vote to these two corrupt, murderous parties.
But the idea that you can sort of just quantify
Fuck you, Sam Seder.
that Donald Trump was less pro-war.
You still triggered by Aaron Mate because he gave Democracy Now! Rifle criticism, and the other dumb fucking bitch who's also an establishment parrot is also sitting beside him.
And Joe Biden is just absurd.
Who pulled us out of Afghanistan? I'm just interested about that question.
Yeah, who pulled us out of Afghanistan? Yeah, who did that? By the way, I actually supported the idea of pulling out of Afghanistan, but you know what the problem was? And then Joe Biden turned around and then sanctioned Afghanistan when he pulled out and let a bunch of Afghani men, women, and children fucking starve to death. You know that Afghanistan is literally on the verge of a famine because of Joe Biden's pullout. Well, not the pullout, but more like the sanctions and then leaving shit behind for the Taliban to take over. So what about that? Why these fucking people don't want to talk about that? They don't want to talk about that. Because they're jokes.
President Joe Biden when pulling out of Afghanistan while committing billions in funds to troops in Ukraine, Israel, and Somalia.
He probably pulled out just to focus on Russia and Ukraine. That's probably what it was. He knew it was coming, so he figured, we didn't win here, America lost, so we got to go fight in another place. It's like, they pulled out of Afghanistan. Okay, great. But then I'm going to slap a bunch of sanctions on Afghanistan and let the Afghani men, women, and children of that country fucking literally almost starve to death. It's like 1990s Iraq all over again. It's literally like the same fucking thing. Just like when George H.W. Bush, during the whole Gulf War, was the same thing. Literally, crippling sanctions to let Iraqi men, women, and children fucking starve to death for the duration of the time Saddam Hussein was in power. Okay, that's what Joe Biden did after his pullout in Afghanistan. So get the fuck out of here. Joe Biden is a murderer of Afghani children, letting them fucking starve to death and are being malnourished.
So we're in forever war. It's never stopping.
These fucking politicians don't speak for me as an American. They don't speak for me. And us and all of us in this crowd, we call out all the bullshit because that's what we do. And that's what Zach the Celtics guy is going to do as one of Jimmy Dore's biggest fans. And that's what I say because they don't speak for us. Our politicians and TYT don't speak for us. TYT doesn't even speak for my fellow members of the left. Because we're the real left, not them. They're jokes.
is a death economy.
His whole railing against the duopoly and not voting out of fear, the lesser of two evils,
The fuck
was
you
really
talking
just
about?
to get a way to get people to not vote for the best shot at
best
getting
shot.
The best
left-wing-
shot. The best shot is a fucking diet Republican Party, and then there's the alt-right / neocon party. Okay? That's the best option. So see, Sam Seder, by the way, Sam Seder is a fucking Democrat. He is. He's a hardcore fucking Democrat.
proposals enacted.
What the fuck?
I just don't think, what's the real view?
The fuck? Are you fucking on drugs?
Your must.
He's sitting there trying to help the Republican Party in every single way like a whore because he loves Trump so much.
And you're trying to fillet the establishment like a whore, jank, with your pro-CIA talking points on Syria over the chemical hoax. Oh, Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. That's what George W. Bush told us. That's what Colin Powell told us. That's what the Democrats and Republicans told us about Iraq. But then fast forward a decade or so or longer, now they turn around and say Syria has chemical weapons. So why would I, as an American, be suspicious? Because it's not like my government's lied to me before, right? My government never lied about WMDs in Iraq. So why would I believe you on chemical weapons in Syria? Oh, Aaron Mate calls out the bullshit on Syria, and then they turn around and call him names. Jimmy Dore does the same thing. But then you want to know what the Young Turks do? They turn around and then they say, oh, we're against war in Syria, but then they repeat the same narrative that incites war in Syria in the first place. You cannot say that you are against war in Syria and against war in general and then parrot CIA talking points on Syria that starts war with Syria in the first place. You can't have it both ways, and I will say that until I am blue in the face. Because
he thinks he's
that's
so
true.
anti-war. Like a whore.
You would think it would be 57 progressives voting against it. But that's what I mean about the flip. Now, instead of having 57 progressives vote against war, we have 57 right-wing conservatives vote against war.
I mean, if you think Jimmy Dore is a leftist at this point, you need to get your head checked too. He wants to sheepdog people into the Republican Party.
Like a whore.
And if you support the Young Turks or Humanist Report at this point, you need to get your head checked. You guys are the ones who are, and if you want to sit there and think that the Young Turks or the Humanist Report are left-wing, you need to get your head checked. So you want to know something? The Young Turks are more right-wing than Jimmy Dore. So is in Humanist Report and so is in Sam Seder. They're more right-wing than he is. And that is a fact.
You still think he's a con man? You just want a fake hero. I get it. Everybody wants a hero. I wanted Bernie. Bernie was my hero in 2015, 16. I know what that's like. But you got to face the music when you see who they really are. Bernie has proved over and over again he won't actually cross the establishment. So does Donald Trump.
Yeah, there's a lot. Oh, he called out Trump too. And then he said the same thing about Bernie. Look, I still respect Bernie Sanders on a lot of different issues, but there are times where he can be a fucking weakling on a lot of things. What, because Jimmy Dore says that makes him, that makes him a right-winger. Go fuck yourselves. I love this. I love this video compilation. It's hilarious.
That was a fun video.
That was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. This is the response from these fucking fake progressives. That's the response from these people. All they can argue on is you're a right wing, you are a right winger, you're alt-right, you're a puppet of Russia, a puppet of Syria. That's all they've got to argue on. All they have to argue on is just that. All they have to argue on. So no, if you want real progressive channels, come to this channel. Come to Zach the Celtics guy's channel, because I'll tell you right now, I call out the establishment. When something doesn't make sense, just like the great Judge Judith Scheinlin, now on Judy Justice, says that I was watching earlier. You know what she says? If it doesn't make sense, it's not true. That's what she should say to fucking Cenk Uygur and Anna Kasparian. If it doesn't make sense, Mr. Uygur, it's not true. And that's right, because it doesn't make sense that Assad would use chemical weapons on his people when he's winning the fucking war and he's a secular leader. He's a secular Muslim leader. You fucking dipshits. Oh, because we don't support Ukraine, that makes you pro-Russia. Actually, no. That just means I admit that Russia's the aggressor, and I am against what they do. You want to know who also said the same thing? Aaron Mate. If Aaron Mate is such a Russian puppet, then why did he once say, quote, and I am quoting him verbatim here, I cannot accept that Russia said it was their only option, their last option. I cannot accept that it was their last option to go to war with Ukraine. That is Aaron Mate at his word, and that's what he said. If all of this doesn't tell you that the Young Turks and Sam Seder in the Humanist Report are fake progressives and they're like right-wing corporatists, if that doesn't tell you anything, then I don't know what will. Oh, if you think Jimmy Dore's a leftist, you ought to get your head checked. No, if you think the Young Turks are progressives or leftists, you need to get your head checked. If you think that Sam Seder is a progressive or a leftist, you need to get your head checked. If you think the Humanist Report, that douchebag on the Humanist Report, who literally sounds like he got his fucking vocal cords wrecked in a fucking car accident. If you wanna talk to him and act like that, and you wanna sit there and say that he's a leftist or he's progressive, then you need to get your head checked. Okay? These people are not progressives. Don't be a fucking chump. That's not what they are. Jimmy Dore is a real progressive. Max Blumenthal is a real progressive. Chris Hedges is a real progressive. Aaron Mate is a real progressive. Not these motherfuckers. If I wanted to listen to establishment talking points, then I'll just turn on fucking CNN. I'll go to CNN right now. Or I'll go to the Young Turks. Because that's what the Young Turks does every fucking day. And if Chunk Yogurt, the fucking retarded buffalo, wants to sit there and act like, you are shilling for the right wing like a whore and all this other shit. And then Anna Casperion's like, oh, but Jimmy Dore is a right winger and he's like anti-vaxxer. Just like you fucking people say about Joe Rogan and you say about others that Joe Rogan is an anti-vaxxer. He's like a alt-right. What's there to say about these people? But little do they know that the more you criticize Jimmy Dore is going to come out against you and he's going to fucking slaughter your asses. He's going to literally slaughter your fucking arguments and tear them into shreds. And I'm going to do that every single time as well, because when I see a political commentator that I feel is being unfairly treated, I'm going to come out and bust their asses up and I'm going to defend that other side. Because that's what someone who's unbiased does. To be fair, everyone has their own biases. Does Jimmy Dore has his own biases? Sure. But the Young Turks are biased for the establishment. They are biased for the corporate Democrats. They are establishment shills. They are the worst of the worst. They are the fakest of the fakest. So isn't Sam Seder. So isn't the rest of these fucking people. They're the worst of the worst. The fakest of the fakest you've ever seen. No. Jimmy Dore for the win, Max Blumenthal for the win, Aaron Mate for the win, and fuck the Young Turks. Fuck Cenk Uygur, fuck Anna Kasparian, fuck the douchebag at the Humanist Report. The fucking fuck him. Fuck that Mickey Mouse style douchebag. Sorry for insulting Mickey Mouse. And fuck Sam Seder too. And the Majority Report. And all these fake progressives who masquerade themselves as progressives, but then go turn around and spew CIA talking points and establishment talking points. No. Jimmy Dore for the win. TYT 0. Because that's what they are. They're zeros. Jimmy Dore for the win. The real progressives for the win. Like us. We are the real progressives. Not them. What are they? 0. That's what they are. So anyway, I had a lot of fun making this video. I love making these videos because it's hilarious. No, I encourage people. I encourage actual justice warrior and even people who are more like, libertarian right and so forth. Criticize the Young Turks as much as you want. I support it. They're still butthurt over Sam Harris destroying them. It's hilarious. The Young Turks is a joke. They have no more viewers anymore. They barely get any coverage because they're jokes. So no, that's what they are. No, go criticize them. Go spam their fucking comments. I do it all the time because it's hilarious. Fucking trolling the Young Turks is hilarious, including spamming them in the comments and triggering their fucking bots. It's hilarious. I'm not saying go and do things to people. No. I'm just saying go on their videos and and say, TYT, you're a joke. TYT, you're a joke. No, just call them out. Just call them out on a mass basis, because that's what you got to do to get the message across that TYT sucks. And I'm embarrassed to ever be a fan of, that I was ever a fan of them. But like everybody does, I saw the light, and many of my fellow lefties have also saw the light as well. Now, criticize the Young Turks. Go make as many videos as you can on them. They're jokes. Go on their channel and call them out for the bullshit that they are, because they're bullshit. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up here because I got to go pick up Steven pretty soon. Thank you all for listening. Hope everyone had a great weekend. This is Zach the Celtics guy saying thank you for watching. And more videos, streams, premieres coming up soon. More in the works. Stay tuned for more stuff on the way. This is Zach the Celtics guy saying thank you for watching. See you all again in the next stream, video, or premiere, whatever it happens to be. Kudos to Jimmy Dore. Kudos to Max Blumenthal. Kudos to Aaron Mate. Kudos to the GrayZone. And fuck TYT. Fuck Sam Seder. And fuck the Humanist Report and all these other fake-ass bitches. They're not progressives. They're jokes. Fuck them, Jimmy Dore, and all of them for the win. Because they are the real progressives. And these others on the sideline are anything but. See y'all again next time. Take care of yourselves, be safe, and be well. Bye for now, peace out, and have a good day.